Hello, all my beautiful divine souls. Welcome to Live Divine, a place where we are actively healing our traumas, reclaiming our light, and stepping into our full power and authenticity for who and what we were really meant to be. If you are new here, my name is Amira. I extend a very, very warm welcome. Also, I would like to express the immense amount of gratitude that I feel in my heart for everyone who has engaged with this channel, watched all of my videos, left all of your beautiful comments, or subscribed. Thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I am just like you on this healing journey, taking it day by day, one step at a time, having gone through an extreme amount of trauma throughout childhood and in life, period. I have gained experience and knowledge in many areas that I feel led to share. And as I walk my journey, I am still growing and learning every day. Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe it's not just me who has gone through this and sometimes still catch myself right in the middle of going down a rabbit hole. And that is rumination. We have the tendency to ruminate negative possibilities or outcomes in our minds over and over and over again. Either we're ruminating over what could possibly take place or happen in the future, or we're ruminating over what already took place and we are replaying the events of the past that hurt us or the people who did us wrong. And we create an image in our head. We use our imagination to play out how these events will occur, what this person will say, how will they say it. And if they say this, then how will I respond? And it better not be the wrong thing, because if it is, then I'm going to be ready this time. I'm going to take up for myself this time. I'm going to be strong this time. I'm going to use my voice this time. And while nothing is wrong with that at all, in terms of speaking up for yourself and setting out the boundaries and using your voice when needed, I think the thing that keeps us in a negative loop is constantly being in our mind about it. And it's understandable because the anxiety will arise. It arises within. And when the anxiety arises, that's when the ego takes over. The ego mind jumps in and it wants to fight or flight. And that's understandable too, because its main job is to protect you from relationships or events that could possibly cause you harm and make you feel uncomfortable. So, where we go immediately is in the mind. And before an event even takes place, we're already expecting the worst of the worst to absolutely happen. Putting on our armor, putting on our gear, readying our anger for the next thing to happen. When it is causing us to feel anxiety and panic, and negativity within our minds, this is when it becomes really, really unhealthy and interrupting our sleep or our walking daily life. And we can't seem to find peace within. This is when we have to take the conscious approach to the situation to say, what is really going on with me? Why am I feeling anxious? And why has this person suddenly become my enemy? Even if they are technically your enemy, asking yourself, why have they become my enemy in my mind? And why am I making myself feel absolutely horrible right now? Why am I doing this? And the way to find the answer to this question is to immediately take the focus from your thinking mind, from the conscious mind, from the egoic mind, from the thoughts that arise in your head, telling you, everything that could possibly happen, or everything that this person doesn't like about you, or is going to do to you, is going to say to you. Take our awareness from that mental headspace and drop it down into our hearts. This is where the true authenticity lives. This is where you want to hear that inner child speak to you. This is where your feelings are going to rise about the situation, your true feelings. A lot of times it can be very vulnerable feelings that we tend to protect with our ego. But once we do this, we take our awareness into our hearts and we say, hey, what's really going on here? And most likely, what you're going to feel is fear. You're going to feel scared. You're going to feel afraid to be hurt by said person. For example, let's say you have family coming in, and maybe a particular family member always has something negative to say, or they're not very kind to you. Your body is telling you something. The anxiety is alerting you that, hey, this scares me. I don't really like this. This makes me uncomfortable. I perhaps really don't want to be around this person. I don't want to even go into this situation. So once we can take our awareness into our hearts, we can take a second and acknowledge it and hold it and be vulnerable with it. Say, wow, I know you're scared. I know you don't want to be hurt. And then ask your heart from that higher perspective, because we all have that higher version of ourselves that is constantly wanting to commune with us. You ask it from that heart space, keeping your awareness on that heart awareness. And you can feel it physically. You can feel the differences in how it feels physically between the mind state and the heart space. And you sit with it and you ask it, hey, how do I handle this situation? What do I do going forward? And your heart will have an answer for you. Maybe it's going to be, hey, I need you to limit your time with this person, or maybe limit access or the amount of access this person has to you. Or maybe it's going to say, hey, maybe you don't have to control so much. Maybe you let your hands off of the wheel and become the observer of situations. And from that higher state of awareness and observation, you can then make a healthy choice that's going to be safe for you, whether it's, do I need to speak up in this moment? Or do I need to remove myself from the situation? But your heart space, it's always going to make you feel safe in the long run. It's always going to give you the advice and the answers that's going to be good for you and everyone else involved. Because while the ego is trying to keep you safe, and that is its main goal, it lives from a place of separation, and it's not thinking about any type of peace within you. It doesn't care about your peace. It cares about me versus you, and I have to protect myself at all costs. But whereas the heart also cares and wants to keep you safe, but it's going to keep you safe from a place of wisdom, a place of compassion, from a place of understanding that in every situation is a lesson. What is the lesson? And how do I take accountability for myself in this moment here? How am I giving my power away? You know what I mean? And this doesn't always mean that you have to create a battle with the other person or the external world. Sometimes it just means resetting your energy within, reclaiming your power within, making decisions for yourself moving forward, and how you're going to show up and operate in the world. Because it's not our jobs to change other people, because in doing so, we're going to be stuck all day confused as to why people behave the way they do. Because they do, and they are where they are, and they have the level of consciousness that they have. So when this anxiety arises, sometimes it can be confused with, maybe there's something going on that I need to battle. Sometimes the anxiety is just letting you know that, hey, something isn't sitting right within me. So I want to tell you and express to you all my feelings. And that could possibly be your inner child or your inner teenager throwing a fit, right now, saying, hey, keep me safe. And in that moment, you can show up as the parent version of you, the wise version of you, the higher self version of you, and speak to yourself and say, hey, I'm here. And in what ways can I be here for you? Can I show up for you? Can I be present for you? And how does that look? I just wanted to add that too. While we may use our imagination to map out and plan out the negative, how about we reverse it and use our imagination for the wonderful and beautiful positive outcome that we want the situation to transpire into, and use our willpower and our manifestation gifts to create something new. This is something that, I personally have experienced and do experience from time to time, and just dropping my awareness into my heart really does help with those situations going forward. And I know that it can be hard when you're in the middle of the situation to remind yourself to ground and stay in your heart and respond from that heart space for what's best for you. I know it can be hard to do that, but I think that the more we can become present in this awareness, then we will be able to continuously respond from this space. I certainly hope that this is helpful and that this resonates. Of course, as always, I would love to hear what you think. I would love to hear how you navigate the relationship between the mind and the heart and connection, and where you are with this. So leave your comments below. I, of course, am sending you so much love. As always, my friends, continue to live in love and light. And until next time, take care of you. Mwah.